Hi, this is Mark from Tetrakey and welcome to Tetrakey TV. This is number 154 of 260 performance acceleration conversations that Rob and I are doing in 2017. Rob is still enjoying his holiday with his family out in the States, and I think Caitlin has finally recovered from her 14-hour layover at Dubai and her teething issues, and I think, and I'm hoping, that they're having an awesome time. So tonight's topic, having a gun pulled in your face. Tonight is part therapy probably and part something for you to think about. I'd like you to imagine a scene. The scene is you arrive at an airport, you jump in a hire car or a car, and you have your earphone which has the microphone on, or you have your phone with playing a audiobook through the radio, and you jump in the car and you start driving. Now you are running to a meeting that's supposed to start at 8 o'clock, and you know that you're going to be about 15 minutes late. So you have some options in terms of the route that you take. You could choose to go the quickest route, but that route is filled with certain issues and certain experiences that you have experienced previously. Maybe it was 6 months ago, maybe 12 months ago, but there's some negative experiences about the route that you're going to take, but you know it's the quickest route. Different time of day than previously. The other way is to go the long way around, which means you're going to be even more late for your meeting. What do you do? Okay, so that's your first decision. So let's assume now you take the quickest route because it's an 8 o'clock meeting which you're facilitating. You're running this whole meeting. Plane's been delayed. The valet guy for your car has been delayed. You're just behind schedule. So you've got to make up some time somewhere. So you drive. You've got the audiobook playing. You are driving into an area that you know is slightly dodgy. It's not somewhere, it's not dangerous, but it has an element of that makes you want to look around. So you check your doors all locked and you're driving. You drive through the first part and then you come into an intersection and the traffic light turns red. You pull up and you're probably the fourth car back from the traffic light, okay? And there's 2 or 3 cars behind you. So you're trapped. You're in the traffic. You're on a one-way street, and the one-way street has 3 lanes, and you are in the far right-hand lane, so the outside lane. And you're slowing down as you come to the traffic light that's just turned red. And out the corner of your eye, you see these 4 guys, and they are leaning against a wall in a slight alcove, and straight away you get a sense that something's not quite right. Within a split second, those 4 guys are now at your driver's window, banging on the window, and as you look up, there are 3 guns pointed at you. So you're in your car, windows are locked, windows are up, doors are locked, in a traffic light, there's nowhere to go. You have 4 guys standing next to you, next to your window. 3 of them have guns, and they're pointing them at you, demanding your phone. What do you do? What do you do? You don't have time to think. You are purely in a fight or flight mechanism. You are using whatever previous experience you've had to make an instantaneous decision in terms of how you're going to react and act in that situation. Are you going to give them the phone that they're demanding? Are you going to get out the car and give them the car that you're demanding? Or are you going to fight? Are you going to look at them and tell them no and make a scene that makes them uncomfortable? What are you going to do? Now let's think about that in other scenarios of your life where you're confronted by a situation where it's a decision that is going to take you down one or two paths. So this scenario, I'd like you to imagine you're sat in the car. I'd like you to imagine these 4 guys leaning over you, 3 of them with guns pointing guns at you. How would you react? What would you do? Now, this is true. This is what happened to me today. This is what happened to me less than about 8 hours ago. Driving to a client and at the traffic lights, and 4 guys came out and they pointed, 3 of them pointed guns at me, demanding my phone and my car. Luckily here I am, nothing good, and I'm recording this on my phone. The same phone that I left my house with this morning, and I drove the car that I still have back to the airport today. Now, I'm not advocating at all that what I did was right, and I'm not saying at all that in those situations you must take all I'm saying is, in that situation, my fight or flight kicked in and I chose fight. I looked at them, told them they're not getting into my car, and then I just put my hand on the horn, whacked the horn to make as much noise and draw as much attention to me as I possibly could. They probably stood there for about 15 seconds with my hand on the horn, banging on the window with their guns, and then eventually they walked off. Sheesh. Now, like I said, this is part of therapy, but also I'd like you to think about how you would react in a situation. And again, I hope no one has to go through having guns pulled at them at all. But metaphorically, when you're in a position in a business, in personal life, where you have to make a decision, and you have to sometimes make a split decision, or you have to make a decision that you do not know, you have no information. I had no idea, A, if the guns were real, B, if they were real, were they loaded? I had no idea about the intentions of those 4 guys. Were they actually willing to shoot and take someone's life for a car and a phone? I had no idea. I just made, and it wasn't a rational decision. Every single person would advise you, Mark, you should have just got out of the car. It's not worth it. It's a car and a phone. And hindsight is a great thing. And yes, probably I should have done that, but I didn't. Why didn't I do that? Now that's something I'm going to go and think about, and I'm going to do some reflection in terms of why. Why did I choose to do what I chose to do? But I'd like you to think about, and if you can preempt situations and scenarios and do the what if planning. What if this happens to me? What am I going to do? The more you can do proactively and preempt some of those things, the smoother that journey is going to be. And again, nothing is smooth about having a gun pulled at you. But you will be in a position of more control. If I had thought, I just didn't think about it, and it happened, and maybe I'll do the same thing in the future. Maybe I will do something completely different, I don't know. But having a gun pulled at you, ladies and gents, is not much fun. But we have guns, literally, metaphorically, we have guns pulled at us in our business, in our personal lives, and we survive and we get through them. So there's 2 things I'd like you to leave with. One is, you will survive. You will get through whatever situation you put into in life and in business. And secondly, have a think about how you'd react to those in those situations where someone metaphorically is putting a gun to you to make you make a decision. So with that, I wish you a very safe and peaceful and fantastic next 24 hours, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Goodbye.